Because if you was really the sauce man, you would get a little jam, you'll get jelly, you'll get all the, you know what I mean? You ain't really doing nothing.
No, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the whole package to get everybody's attention. You know what I'm saying? And if you out here running around with nothing but the condiments, how you think this gonna go? We live, by the way.
All right.
Yeah. So you ain't got nothing but the condiments. How you think this gonna work?
And what you did was you just got all the condiments out that drawer in your kitchen. Put it in a little Ziploc.
In there with the
hot sauce packet from goddamn Popeyes.
Or next to the Polynesian from the Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah. You got the what's the name? You got the spicy ketchup from Whataburger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know everybody pull that condiment drawer out somewhere.
Come on, man.
To add a little extra on it. That's what I be thinking about. Like when you tell somebody something, and then they try to give you like an irrelevant piece of information that don't change.
Yeah.
Get out the condiment drawer.
Why are you even speaking, man? Just.
Did nobody ask you?
No, man. No, man.
Yeah, like
get up out of there.
Yep. There go my man Adam. Hey, you ready? What you got going on? Is he ready?
A lot.
Yeah, he does. We'll see him in a minute, you know. But yeah, like no, you can't. You can't just do it with just the condoms, the condiments.
The hell y'all talking about? Condoms and condiments. I'm glad I'm out that conversation.
Hey. No, the condiments.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gotta have condoms and mints. She like kissing. She like tongue kissing. She like tongue kissing. So you know.
I get it.
Nose to nose. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
Good, gentlemen. Was good.
Hi, Poppy.
Hey, what's up, Mama? How you doing?
Nothing good.
Man, we were just catching up talking about that condiment drawer that everybody got in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's like the drawer with a bunch of irrelevant information. Like you're not fixing to sit down at dinner and say, "Give me the Polynesian sauce out the drawer from the Chick-fil-A order."
That's their resource drawer, bro. That's all the resources they use is in that drawer.
It's just a little bit.
Crusty catch-ups.
Yeah, like you don't need the honey mustard pack out of there.
No.
Let me get that Chinese food menu.
And you know it's some duck sauce in there. You know it's some duck sauce.
There's one hot mustard because nobody uses
hot mustard, goddamn spicy mustard.
Hey, that's why
what I need.
Like I didn't know what I was wanted to name the show title today, but like bottom line on this Wednesday, this is the first conversation of the day, and we talked about condoms, condiments, a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff before we even start the conversation.
Yeah,
man, look. I had a technical difficulty, because technically I wasn't here.
Yeah, we're here now.
That's it. We're here now.
Hey, yeah, that's
here
it.
Now. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, like
if you tune in, man. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, repost, notify.
Yeah, all of that.
All that.
Yeah.
Hello, friend.
Hey, what's up, Adam? How you doing, sir?
Good, man. Good. I'm glad I was up for this one. Trying to get ahead of the game, man.
Yeah. Man, look, what we were talking yesterday about, we always talk about making adjustments, but like having everything finally to your disposal, and then making that next move. It take a lot of discipline not to just do something, even if you can do it, whatever it is, because now you have the ability to do it. Now it's about timing.
Yep.
Because like that's the main complaint that we all have later on. It's like, man, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made a different decision. And then because it takes a while for you to get to that point in the conversation with yourself, because that's what life is. It's just an ongoing conversation. Yeah, it's just a conversation with self every day, bro. Like, because
And most of these motherfuckers out here don't even like themselves. You know,
they don't even like themselves. That's the like. If you don't like yourself,
that's the most important part.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
If you don't like yourself, you're gonna make a lot of undisciplined decisions when it come down to it. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta make excuses for results.
Impatience.
Damn, say that one more time.
Excuses instead of results.
No, you're gonna make excuses as results.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, look, let me write that down. Hold on, I'm noting that. You know, so like, when it comes down to it, though, it's like, how do you avoid the excuses? You know.
But that's how you do it. You got to first. You got to love yourself, give yourself grace, like yourself, be in tune with yourself. But at the end of the day, it's like, if I would have did this, then this would have been a different outcome. But life is all about growth. Like, of course, you're going to do things differently because you see the outcome. But you only did the best, or you made the best decision based off what the resources and information you had at the present moment. So when you're 40, you can look back at your 30-year-old self and your 20-year-old self, even your younger self, your teenage self, and see what you did to lead up here. But if you can't see the future, how are you gonna make this decision in the time when you ain't had the resources or the information?
Right.
Yeah,
it's hard, man. It's hard. People don't want to have the conversation with themselves. You know what I mean? Like, me and Vic been having conversations about a bunch of stuff, but he keeps reminding me, you know, you got to be disciplined. You had to have the accountability. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm making myself accountable now. Just like you've been working out, I've been working out as well. But my workout starts at 4:15 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's for the last 2 weeks. Every day, 4:15 in the morning, I'm up before anybody else is. I got more done today by 9 o'clock than most people get done all day. That's that old army shit, right?
Yeah, man. Like, you know, man, it's just as we get a little bit older, and you start seeing, you know, like what separates, you know what I'm saying, people from, and it's really just the decisions they make, because all of us are human, right? But you, at some point, you're a product of your choices. Like, yeah, you got some situations where things can happen to you. Got it,
right?
But after a while, it's like, why does the same thing keep happening to you, and you alone? Somebody else had the same experience or similar experience, because nothing's absolutely the same. Everything's a snowflake. You know what I'm saying? And they get over that same experience where they could have learned the same lesson that all three of us could have learned. But then after a while, it's like you are making these decisions and not asking questions and not following up. Again,
they're using your excuses as results.
Exactly. So I like when you said that, because there's a difference between you know what I'm saying, an excuse and a reason, and that's based on the mindset of the person. Like, for everything that might be an excuse, an excuse is usually associated with people that lack discipline. People that have discipline say, this is the reason why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because you reverse the polarity on it. Because if you say it's an excuse, it's automatically saying somebody else is impeding, you know what I'm saying, my opportunity. But
that's somebody else also doesn't like the fact that you hold them accountable by your own actions. Meaning, like, for instance, I'll go to the store and I'll go buy a Red Bull, and the jackpot on the Mega Millions is like, you know, $1 billion, and you got everybody rushing. I haven't bought a lottery ticket in years, bro. Like, I refuse to buy lottery ticket. That's a poor man's tax. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just taxing you to tax you. Your chances of you winning is god awful. By the time you done spent $10,000 in lottery tickets, you may have won back $400. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I tell people all the time, like, I don't play that shit, and they get mad. They get hurt. They get butthurt because it's like, how do you don't want your chance to win, bro? You ain't winning. I'll take that same dollar you put in, the same $20 you put in. I'll put that in a mutual fund and watch it grow for the next 5-6 years. I want to do anything else. I still have 10 grand more than you do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no matter how you do the math, it's
in their face. They just don't. They hate that. They're, by my leading by example and doing the things I do, they hate it because that's not the norm for them. They got to rush and go do it. They got no discipline.
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of understand that the black sheep, all the sheep in the land or on the land is white. You the only one that stick out. You different. So they don't like that because they think, okay, something's wrong with you, but really something's wrong with me and everybody else is trying to go with the damn
lottery.
The I guess the status quo. Like the world is designed for us to be workers and to think work minded, like to always not know, but always be in the rat race. So if you see a little gerbil or something just trying to chase that motherfucker, that circle, he's gonna keep on running. He's gonna be tired and everything, but he's gonna run. He ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
You don't know how large the world is from where they sit. They don't know what happens after, you know what I'm saying, they make a decision, nor do they care. So they just, I'm cool with just keep running. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know.
Yeah.
And
everybody else doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like
I can't be crazy because they did it. I'm doing it.
I'm not by myself.
Yeah, I ain't alone. You know?
right.
So how do we get here? So who's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Who's wrong?
Simply, it's them, I would say, because they choose to make the choices and decisions that they make that influence their life, and then they try to use that result as the excuse of why they shouldn't better themselves.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is too, man, I don't want this podcast, not necessarily just this episode. This is just our individual philosophy. This is just a collective of people.
Right. Unapologetically Puerto Rican.
Yeah, like bro. Yeah, I see. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just the mindset of people that are self-sufficient, that just don't, you know what I'm saying, give their resources away. They're not frivolous for what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that you commit to is important. You know what I'm saying?
At least to me and what I'm
to me. Yeah, to me.
My roadmap is different than your roadmap. So what may, be different? Like I said, bro, you getting that lease and getting rid of those 2 vehicles, that's the shit, bro. I need to do that shit.
Yeah,
like
we gotta celebrate the win.
I should have leased that shit. You know what I mean? Like I did better, but I still didn't do better, right? So I can't blame you. I gotta blame myself. That's the difference. That's where it turns. Is that I look at it.
You don't even really have to blame yourself though. You just gotta just pick it up where he left it off. You get your resources together, get the information, and then do better.
Because you already shown that you can do it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at myself. I'm just like disappointed that I didn't do it, even though I knew beforehand.
Right.
I did. Right. I laid most of the pieces. I didn't lay all the pieces out.
Yeah.
That's where I messed up. So I'm like, I'll catch you on the next turn. And then I turn that joker in and flip it for you and then lease it, cut my payment in half, and then use that toward my business.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's all about funneling the resources or the money back to you. And the way you got to do that is the thing that you have to do every day. You don't treat it that like you're not gonna see a new school bus every day to pick up kids. They're gonna have whatever school bus they got is gonna run the routes that they got until the wheels fall off. It ain't got no AC. Oh well, you know what I'm saying?
No, nothing.
You only gonna be on the bus.
No, that's no AC. That's we're gonna use those during the winter time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's got at least. I'm not gonna buy a whole.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Like if you got a drop top with no AC, don't pull it out till October.
Don't pull it out till October.
These cats with these slingshots. It's hibernating season. Put them jokers in because they ain't driving in slingshots in the snow and the rain and sleet.
Nah,
out of here.
Nah, that's the wrong kind of flex. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish.
They only flex in the spring and summer, bro. That's it.
You know,
in the fall.
It's like you wouldn't buy, you know what I'm saying, a sports car in a place where it snows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and it's like, yeah, you could do it. Doesn't mean you should.
Yeah. Don't drive a Lamborghini in Montana.
No, yes,
that's the theory.
And then get mad if you get stuck.
Yeah,
you get mad.
There's snow time.
And can't nobody, and you don't know nobody else that can pull you out.
Yeah,
you gonna tear it up trying to get it pulled out too. You know, so.
But it's those choices that you make, right?
It's the choices.
It's the individual choices. Look, we keep talking back and forth about the life insurance thing. You know what I'm saying? The IBC. So I knew that 5 years ago. I was saying that to you before. I knew that 5 years ago, and I haven't done anything, but now I'm at the point where I can, because now I have the resources, right? You got to have the infinity stones. I got the resources. I got the time. I got the information. I have the availability. Now I'm going to build it, and now it's going to come, right?
Now you Thanos.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point. Become Thanos.
Power up. Or when this right here is Power Rangers. Goddamn.
Yeah.
You feel me?
We in the lair.
Yeah. We just all our shit combined. You know what I mean? We just do some shit.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yep.
That's the whole point, though. If we help each other out and do these kind of things, and we may not have, like, again, using the resources that we have, I'm complicit in my own shit because I'm the one who caused it, and I'm the one who didn't make the right decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I've been living my life happiest for the last year, having an emptier house. You know what I'm saying? I got rid of some issues. You know what I mean?
Yep. You can't even make room for creative thought when you have something that disturbs your peace. Like peace.
Mm-hmm. That's the number one currency.
That's really it. And look,
that is the currency of choice.
Hey, look, and if I like the currency of choice.
Peace is the currency of choice
because by itself it's still effective by itself to a creative person. You know what I'm saying? But people that aren't creative don't understand what peace is.
They like chaos.
Yeah, they
live in it. They have to.
Yeah.
I've written about this for probably 2 decades. Chaos is oxygen for some people. Like without chaos, you don't know.
You don't have no idea.
Like that's why, like, you can say a name and you can already be like, nah, no thanks.
You can speak on a topic and automatically come up with a name that you know.
Let me give you an example. You ready?
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. Krishan and Blueface. See, right there. You like it ain't even no words. You're not even wasting the oxygen. You just
again. The reality shit kills me, bro. Like, some of these people become reality stars out of pure
attention,
sucking dick. Kim Kardashian is a $1 billion bitch because she sucked dick. Like, let's call it what the fuck it is, bro. Like,
and she didn't
got pimped out by Chris. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Actually, she did that, but it was really not.
Shout out to Ray J for surviving.
That's what I was about to say. It was more so Ray J. I think Ray J is
survived
the mastermind.
Yeah,
he ain't no victim to it. I think it was his idea all along.
Bullshit. He's a victim to it.
No, man, hell no. He said, "You know what? I got
Ray
this
J was
bad
the
bitch. I'm gonna record it. We're gonna put this sex tape out. We're gonna both make some money. Because nobody know who you is until I put the shit out."
That's what I'm saying. And it messed him up after that. It's
he rich as hell. What you mean? He messed up.
He winning right now.
He winning now, but he's been involved in a lot of music in the past. Like, and he's still recognizable. But Ray J did things. I think he stopped his look. You know when you're trying to work out and you run with a parachute on your back for resistance. Yeah. I think that's what happened with Kim. Kim was the parachute on his back and gave him the resistance. He didn't run as far or as hard as he could have without having that issue, without trying to promote her. Again, still promotion, right? She made it though. She took that L.
He didn't even have to deal with her, and he still would have been good because who he is.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying I didn't think he elevated to the stardom that he could have been. Because even now, he's still a household name. He's selling earbuds. The cat's money is not stopping. I get that part, but he could have had a higher trajectory in the sense of speaking.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. But in that instance, he's not going to have that because his whole goal was she taking off, not him taking off.
Right. No, I get it.
Now, if he was sucking dick, it would probably be different.
Yeah.
The White House.
Be Will Smith. Wait a minute.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I'm gonna get canceled before I even start, bro.
Hey, I mean, listen, man. I'm just saying.
I'm just a participant in this.
I don't know. These are all the shit that you can go Google on YouTube and see. I'm not making this up. No, I'm just speaking on my point of view of the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to do whatever you want to do behind your closed doors,
do it.
But then when they come out to the front street, then somebody talking about you can't.
That's the problem. Come to the front street, own that shit.
Yeah.
Be responsible. It's your shit.
Yeah, it's called accountability.
Accountability. Be accountable for your own shit.
Hey, and you gotta be careful. Hey, and you gotta be careful who you do shit in front of.
That too.
Like good, bad, and different.
Let me I got the bomb drop.
Go ahead, man. Like I'm listening this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, Vic put some shit out there earlier. I forgot what it was, but the word just caught me. I don't give a what you say. I don't think a man can be bisexual.
No,
I'm just gonna drop the mic right there.
He's gay.
I don't care what you say. You can argue with your mama. I don't believe that. I was raised off one principle only. You can fuck 1,000 hoes. You suck one dick, you gay.
You out of there.
You about it there,
Yeah,
man.
you out of there.
Hey, Puerto Ricans have a saying too. I was told my whole life growing up, mejor puto de pato, meaning I'd rather you be a whore than gay. Like that's the term in Puerto Ricans. Mejor puto de pato. I'd rather you be a fucking whore. I'd rather you be out there slutting yourself out, you know what I'm saying, being a man about it, but don't be gay.
But listen, for all fairness, if you are, then own that. Like you said, accountability. Don't be. That's why I said the bisexual. It's a lot of females out there dealing with guys that go both sides of the fence, and I feel like you should be able to live in your truth. Like if that's what you want to do that. But let somebody know what's going on. You see what I'm saying?
I don't listen. This is the way I look at it. I have 2 gay sons, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love them to death. They're my kids. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, don't judge me by what you doing because I don't do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'll let you express yours and be your own, but don't try and judge me because I don't suck dick. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I told them as they were growing up, I was like, yo, don't come to me for advice. Go to your mama. She know how to suck the shit out of a chrome ball, bro. Like,
cut the chrome off a bumper, baby.
There's a reason why I married this chick. We're together 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But don't ask me. Go to the expert. I'm taking accountability. I know I'm not the expert. Go to your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn that shit.
Yeah.
Hey man,
you can't come to me for certain things. Hey, listen, you gotta go to the subject matter expert.
You don't go to go to Zaxby's looking for a steak.
You damn sure don't.
That's why I tell people. I say I don't go to McDonald's for chicken. I don't go to McDonald's at all. You know what I'm saying? But I damn sure don't go for chicken.
No, like you can't go there and get mad when they don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Look, how does this all wrap up? We're just talking about KFC, all that shit, the chicken, and the
condiments.
It's all about the condiments.
From the very beginning. It's what I said from the beginning. It's that drawer is utility. It is what they have, and that is their resource. Motherfuckers they run out of mayo, they go right to that drawer and pick out a mayo packet from from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's their resource, and that's what they use. That's the crumbs. They're not realizing and they can make their own shit. They got eggs, they got oil, and you got a blender. Fucking make your own.
But like you said, the excuse is
the result.
You know what I'm saying? That's the result. I don't feel like all this shit in the cupboard, but you want to go and try to make a wish meat sandwich. I wish I had some meat in this sandwich. You got the fucking meat there, bro.
Right.
Make the damn sandwich.
Right.
Now you put ketchup and hot sauce together and 2 pieces of bread.
So I ain't got nothing at home to eat.
Yeah. Then I don't got nothing. You ain't the damn victim.
Yeah, like you got toasted hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
People don't prep. People don't prepare themselves. They just, I laugh, right? Because the military tells us, service is like, hey, have your shit. You have your bag of your shit. You be responsible for your shit, carry your shit, and then you take your shit with you when you leave. Like, but it's your shit. If you forget it, you forget your shit. You can't blame nobody else, right? People forget that in the civilian world. Bro, you got to have your own food. You got to have your own water. You got to have your own power. Like, God forbid a storm hits here in Georgia, which happens all the time. People go without power except for me. People go without food except for me. People go without water except for me. I got mine. Everybody in my house is prepared. You know what I'm saying? I got enough shit to take care of mine for as long as I need to. And if I don't, then I know how to go to plan B. You feel me? Like I prepare. People aren't prepared for that shit. People get caught off guard. Live in Hurricane Alley talking about I didn't see it coming. Bitch, you live in the alley.
Yeah.
You should know better.
Yeah. You watch the news, everybody talking about
we got the same access to the same information.
Bitch, evacuate.
And instead of you, like paying attention to this over here, you only paying attention to what I got condiments in the drawer.
I got condiments in the drawer. I got these new clothes that I'm about to go to the damn bar. Yep. I'm about to go do this and go do that, but you're not really preparing your household or yourself up for the winter time.
They're not doing none of that. Yeah,
it's here. It's here. Yeah. It's not about the winner. It's about winning. You're not preparing yourself to win.
Yeah.
The winner. I don't care what season it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have it, you don't have it. I got shit in my house, in my garage. I had family members tell me I'm absolutely crazy for buying shit like Berkey filters and buckets and shit. But when we had a fucking major storm and we were out water for like 2 months.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, like you.
The whole kitchen was condemned, bro.
Hey,
The whole first story was done.
Yeah.
Guess what? We still had enough to cook out of because we had a fire pit and we had a grill and I had a water filter treatment system of my very own. That was.
I remember you telling me about the water filter treatment.
Yeah, I was filtering water for neighbors.
You gotta live off the land, baby.
Yeah.
Teach them how to live off the land.
Yeah. And I just need to survive, bro. If I can maintain and be accountable for my own survival, I'm good. And that's what I do. I train my kids to survive themselves. You know what I'm saying? Survive the perils of what's coming.
Yeah. Man, look, that right there, it made me like we had a couple. You know, everybody got hit with a snowstorm or some kind of icing event.
Yeah.
You know, and
they call that bitch Ice-Mageddon out here.
Yeah, I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we had a similar. You know what I'm saying? A couple. We still over here like I can't believe that happened. But I tell you what, it reinforced the fact that I'll probably never live anywhere that doesn't have a gas stove.
Yeah. Like
when that electricity thing, you know what I'm saying, got wiped out. Everybody with electric stoves done.
Yeah,
but
unless they get barbecue. Unless you get barbecue.
Yeah.
Unless you get
barbecue. I got a smoker and I got a fire pit, bro. Ain't nothing safe. I'm cooking it all.
Yeah, I'm cooking.
Yeah, if you can't cook outside, if you can't cook outside, man, you're gonna have a tough time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, if you can't cook outside, you better keep cats.
Yo, deep freezer.
Dog eat dog out here. You better stay your ass in the pussycat house.
Yeah, like man, having a deep freezer and
you really don't need a freezer if it's shit cold outside.
That too.
Put that shit outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But that's the thing. People really got to mind their own business, like you said. You taking care of your family, you taking care of yours. No one should be upset about how you take care of your family. They should be focused on taking care of their damn family.
There was nothing
worry about your shit.
There was nothing funnier to me than when COVID hit, because I already had medical supplies. I already had masks. I already had disinfectant. I already had everything. I had prepared my family for an eventuality that we have to stay at home for 3 months. I already had planned that. So when it happened, I'm over here laughing because I got antibiotics, I got masks, I got 70, 80 rolls of toilet paper in my garage the day it happened. I was already prepared prior to. So I didn't have to worry about water. I didn't have to worry about food. I didn't have to worry about anything when COVID hit, because people were like, oh, we need toilet paper. I'm good. I'm straight. Like, I got my sources. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought I was crazy. Now they're like, yo, we need a first aid kit. We need to have a bug out box. We need to have a Bob with us. You know what I'm saying? A bug out bag. We need to be prepared. It's the whole reason why I bought a truck. Ain't for aesthetic reasons. I'm moving shit in my company, but God forbid this shit happen. Throw shit in my truck.
I got 4-wheel drive, ho.
I got 4-wheel drive, bitch. Come follow me.
Hey, like that. There's a movie called Fall, and it's about these rock climbers. And the beginning of the movie, it's two ladies and this guy. A guy and the lady are married. Then that extra female friend that's also a rock climber. They scaling this wall together. His support system breaks. He dies on a fall. You know what I'm saying? Movie's all bad. Like the entire movie. Like there's no good decisions in this movie. Okay. And then
hold on, wait. Were they all?
They are. Yeah. They are because we had okay.
No, it's called rock climbing. Who the fuck?
Yeah, like come on, man. Like how many rock climbers you look like us?
2 and 2 together.
All right, okay. You know what I'm saying? So for conversation purposes, yes, they all are. Okay, all right. There's no good decision making. The decision making doesn't improve after this moment. You know what I'm saying? So now you got the onset of depression, being a widow and being there where, you know what I'm saying, you watch your significant other fall to their death, you know what I'm saying? And then the friend that was out there came back and said, hey, let's go climb this cell phone tower, this big, huge radio tower in the middle of nowhere. We'll be back before dark. And that takes a place between the two female friends. So this feeds a whole lot of the other stuff that we talk about away from, you know.
But that's what Hollywood is. Look, you just talk Take the name Fall out and put in Fast and Furious after Paul Walker. The difference.
No,
Motherfuckers know he died. In real life, they know he died. They're still out there racing cars and shit in his memory. Right.
Yeah, like
in his memory.
In his memory. Like they just they bought his name pretty much. You know
cousin Juju just got killed racing horses. I'm about to buy me a whole stable.
Yeah, like we got to go get
that shit is the dumbest shit.
We
ever.
finna go make 6 more movies now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like, if you think about it, it's the same shit. Fall, Fast and Furious, same shit. They don't learn from their perspective and they decide to do the same play over again.
And the signs are always there.
Stupid. Yeah.
And the signs are always there. Mm-hmm. And again, going back to what you said before, using what do you say, the excuses?
Use excuses as their results.
As their results. So they were easily, you know, like you couldn't pop up after seeing me. The last time you saw me, we was both watching somebody fall off the side of a mountain.
Yeah. And why are we gonna climb something else?
Now we're gonna go climb something else. So you think that's gonna help me get over? You know what I'm saying? What I've already experienced.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't even want to climb. Can we have a rope?
I don't even want to live in a place that got steps.
Yeah, I don't even want to get in my bed if it's all high off the ground.
Put it on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't want to fall nowhere.
I want a doggy bed. Matter of fact, I just you know what I'm saying.
Take my shower out. I'm getting in the tub. I'm sitting my ass down.
Like
I don't want to slip or fall.
So like I know that it's a movie and I know it's you know what I'm saying over the top or whatever, but none of us are gonna go. You know what I'm saying. Try to live out your memory by climbing something else. Mm-hmm. They're just what we learned, and you know what I'm saying. Sorry it had to happen that way, but right. I'm not doing it.
Right, like look, for instance, you ride. I'm glad that you ride. I've ridden. I had my own bike, but I realized when I got on my bike, for some reason, must be my light complexion. I don't know. Motherfuckers was aiming at me. Maybe I was driving like an asshole on my bike. I don't know, but I felt like these Atlanta drivers were really aiming at me. I stopped riding. I told my son, I'm like, look, right, it ain't safe to ride out here on these streets. Once you get your bike, you can go to the track, right? That's taking accountability. All right, look, they're targeting me. I'll tell my son go to the track and
yeah, pick and choose.
Right,
I'm still can ride, but just ride on the track.
Exactly. Yeah. Learn to be educated and say, okay, well, I know the streets are dangerous, so let me tell my son, don't ride in the street, ride the track, pay the extra, whatever, because at least. In my mind, it's a safety issue, right? If you're stupid on the bike and you lose control, that was on you. But if someone aims at you and hits you, that's on them. But you got to take the hit. You see what I'm saying? So we learn from our mistakes. And if we don't learn from those mistakes, we're doomed to repeat them. There's generations in the hood, bro. Generations in the same apartment. I know people who are still on the same rent control from 82, bro. That's 40 years.
Hey, they just transferred the damn rent. That's $8 now. It's $12.
Yeah, they're like a $7 charge.
Yeah, come on, man.
Man, like that's where like all of this, you know, like you're saying,
chaos. That's what chaos is at.
Like
they have to live in it.
We've inherited.
Next to the poverty.
We've inherited generational curses, like. Bad decision making is generational curses. Anything that's negative that was left to his own device, like if you didn't change your outcomes, your children are going to see the decisions that you make, and then now they acting out. You know what I'm saying in the way that you was behaving. You know what I'm saying is real time, and like you can literally see it.
Because I use family examples. You know, I had someone in my family when I was younger who rode Harleys and died. You know, and it was like, oh shit. And even then I didn't process it. When I bought my bike in 2009, 2011, when I bought my bike and I rode it, and I realized between 2011 and 2013 that I was a fucking target. That people just pinball with me. I was like, I'm done. Like I took that and said, okay, someone passed. I'm getting targeted. So I'm going to make sure the next generation, my son, is safe. And that's the accountability that we have to have.
Yep. Because if you don't have that, if you don't translate that real world experience into what could, should, and might, and won't, then that person never has the information, and then it's never real to them. You know,
and it's a generational curse that you pass down.
Yeah, because you had the information,
right?
You could have broke, you know what I'm saying, the cycle of stuff. Like,
right?
We like when we talk about generational curses, it's never like it's a mindset. The mindset is the generational curse. It's not just the decision you make. Like when it comes down to it, what breaks old habits? new information breaks old habits.
Yeah.
It's preventive. It's something.
But someone, I'm sorry to cut you off, but someone has got to take accountability for
somebody got to do it first.
It's still down to accountability. Someone's got to take accountability and say, okay, I see the error in our ways, or I see the mistake. Let's change it, or let's move this and see if we can get a different result. That's when things change for people.
Especially when you know, like,
what if they don't want to change though?
If they don't live in that chaos.
No. I'm just saying, like you see all these things happening, and to do better, you got to do better.
Yeah.
But what if you never do better? But you always say that you want to do better and you want to do this, and you always making excuses. But they don't really want to change.
They don't want to change
because you saying the one thing and their action saying something totally different.
Man, look, that's why like actions speak louder than words for a reason. Because that means when you do something, you're saying something. Mm-hmm. If actions speak, that means when you do something, you're saying something. Mm-hmm. So when you do something, what are you saying?
What are you saying? Yeah.
If you ain't doing it.
If you ain't doing it.
If you ain't doing it.
Hey, y'all, I seen something. I seen a podcast last night. This dude name is Victor Marx. MARX or something like that.
Okay.
All right. So this dude,
another Victor.
Yeah. This guy, man, he was tortured when he was a child, and he was abused and so on and so forth. His mom had like 6 husbands, legally, he said. Now all the husbands were like, they were all bad. They were all fucked up people, individuals. So the mom kept on picking these, I guess, kind of the same kind of guy, but different people, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, same behavior.
Yeah, so he had brothers and he had sisters that had lived, but for some that lived with him was like 4 or 5 kids. But now his story was kind of interesting, is because he's like 40 something years old, maybe 50, but he had a whole lot of trauma. And he is like the world's fastest he can disarm you. If you got a gun, you point it to him, he's going to disarm that shit before you even can blink. He's like Steven Seagal or some shit. Right. But the reason he's that way is because he said he was 6 or 7 years old. His stepdad drove him to this house. The house was it looked like it was just in the woods or whatever. He's a little kid, so he really his shit is, he remembers shit, but
he don't know why.
Yeah. So anyway, he got him over there. He said when he got into the house, it was one little light on or whatever, and he said he seen a hole cut out in the floor of the house, and he said it was another dude in there, and he was sitting down. So the stepdad got the other guy, and they went into the kitchen. They were talking or whatever the case may be. The other guy, the little boy, Victor, he's scared because shit, he been electrocuted. He been goddamn.
He been tortured.
He been tortured. He been goddamn put in the freezer, shut, locked, handcuffed to the bed. He had.
As an adult, it all comes into play.
Yeah. So he was going through all this traumatic events. So anyway, so the dude. The dad came out and was like, you know what? Hey, come here, boy. He don't even call him son. He just, come here, boy. So Victor come over there, and as soon as he came into the kitchen, the dude, the dad stole off on the dude, bam, punched him, and he punched him so hard, like he kind of like blacked out or whatever. You feel me? He ain't there. But so when he come to, he on his knees and he's tied up, like with his hands behind his back. The dad made Victor shoot this dude in the back of the head, bro. 7 years old, man.
And he even took some man's life, and he don't even know why.
No. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you had to see that shit. I was crying in some more shit. It was just all fucked up. But the reason I brought it up was only because what we was talking about, man. This shit is like, it's already kind of infested into the mom. The mom making bad decisions. Now the damn children got to go through that shit, and then now all the people that the mom encountered already had their own shit, and it's just chaos, man. There's no kind of. This guy's on all different type of medication and some old shit. Like he's fucked for the rest of his life, bro.
I think a lot of times I get what you're saying. A lot of times, like in Puerto Rico, there's this gentleman by the name Abuso Campos. He was a Harvard graduate. He came back to Puerto Rico after serving in the military. Recognized war hero, comes back to Puerto Rico as a Puerto Rican and can't get no justice for himself. People get scared to take responsibility because they fear the powers that be. And what I mean by that is Campos came back to Puerto Rico thinking that, he's a scholar. He went to Harvard. He graduated. He's a military vet, honored, war vet, decorated. He's going to be honored to serve his people. So he tried to serve his people, and the U.S. government themselves treated him like a terrorist after he done served in the war. They treated him like he was some kind of separatist movement. They used radiation therapy on him just for shits and giggles. They imprisoned him. Like they took his people. The CIA and the FBI had what's called the carpetas, which is like they had a paper trail on everybody. They were getting everybody on the island because this one person wanted to make the island better, to be a state or have its own freedom. Like Campos did. Campos wanted to have the island be have freedom instead of it being a state or the current situation of being a slave. So because people get scared of being the martyr, they'll say they'll be the martyr, but they're scared of it and they don't do the work or the due diligence. So it's easier just say, you know what? I'm going to sit here in this chaos like everybody else is in this chaos. I'm going to keep my hands off. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to do what I got to do for myself. And then they fuck themselves because they don't even do it for themselves.
Right.
That's the mindset they get into.
Right.
We got family members out there right now. I got family members in my family that are just straight up alcoholics and telling me that I'm the problem. Bitch, you can't get off the bottle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't get off the bottle, bitch, don't even talk to me.
It's a lot of things we can't even solve. Like, and
it's a family. Like, these are every family has it.
Every family has it. Somebody got a vice on one side of the family, and or both.
Yeah.
And this is like when you were talking about like Victor Marx and in his story, and then you're talking about all of the Campos and then all of the built-in trauma that you got to already overcome that's in your family that nobody acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? And now you sit up here 40-something years old, like
this. The
like,
reason why
I want to drink.
I'll tell you right now, the reason why we can sit here and have these conversations is because we as men have come to the accountability portion of ourselves and are taking accountability of our childhood trauma.
Yep.
You're doing it. I'm doing it. We're all taking it apart and realizing in our 40s, oh shit, there's something wrong with me. And now I'm going to take accountability for it. And because of that, I'm going to stand on my 10 toes, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
You know, I've gone to, I won't say blows, but I've gone to metaphoric blows with my mom over this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm an only child. You see what I'm saying? My kids have had blowouts with me and I've had blowouts with them. But at the end of the day, we have to take responsibility for the shit that we do. I've taken responsibility for the shit that I do. I take responsibility for the shit that I've done. I can only take responsibility for how the things I did in the past. I can't take responsibility for how people feel about the shit that I've done in the past. That's your own fucking feelings. Get over that shit.
Yep. Like you shouldn't have been fucking with me.
Right.
Like, whatever version of me you called that day was an honest version of me.
It was the version that you needed.
The version you needed. That's the like I didn't do anything unprovoked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. You know what I'm saying? We were having this conversation last night.
I'm not even saying if it was right or wrong. That's just what you triggered because I reflect what you project because I speak when I'm spoken to. That's what I like to say. Which means like the reason I take that mindset is that if I go around just giving you unsolicited information, how inclined are you to listen to me if I just you know what I'm saying, just start, hey, let me tell you about why you fucked up. Yeah. that's like a way different conversation, right?
No context, right? Yeah,
no context. Let me just
tell you how you wrong.
Let me just start. Hey, look, you're wrong. Let's just start there. Knife hand, everything about you is wrong.
Knife hand, bro.
Why? You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me, hey, Vic, what's your opinion on this? I'm like, How prepared are you? You know,
Right.
And because like if you ask my opinion, you can't tell me how I need to deliver my message. Like if you because if I wasn't volunteering it, and then you tap me on my shoulder and say, hey, Vic, you know what I'm saying?
Don't ask me.
Don't ask me. Like you don't ask me. Look, go. You better go where it makes sense. Because I'm like you. I'm honest. I'm gonna stand on what I'm saying. I don't know. I look like I'm lying if I sugarcoat it.
Right.
I know how I look when I'm like, man.
Look, some people can only handle that.
What happened was,
yeah. Or
you know that's
or you start to come like if you ask my opinion, and I respond with
deep sigh.
Yeah, deep sigh, and I lean back. My body language.
Take a drink. Very dramatic. Take a sip of something.
And I'm like, short answer or long answer? Which one you want? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, let me write it down. I'll text you later or something like that. Mm-hmm. I know that I got one of those types of presentations that going back to childhood, right? My mom would look at me and it would let me know that I got a facial expression that she don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm telling the truth with just my face, and I've been like that as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And that has trickled into every single thing that I do, which means I need to be quiet. So
my face don't.
So my face don't show. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't play poker.
So no.
Or Texas Hold'em.
I got a poker face.
Oh,
that's the problem.
But you got the Uno card.
Hey, at any given time, I might be playing a completely different game. Completely different game.
At Texas Hold'em, we got 4 books.
Right.
Draw 4.
Yeah, like for real. Like there's times like I remember having a stone cold poker face, and it still would piss people off. I'm like, I'm not showing no emotion.
Yeah,
I'm not overreacting. And then they get mad because I'm not feeling the way that they feel it.
They're mad because you're not having the same reaction.
Yes. Like,
hey, but look though,
that don't mean it ain't processing up here,
right.
But because I remember seeing, like children that would get their ass whooped at church because they couldn't be quiet. They would like be too demonstrative, too loud, too something.
You ain't supposed to bring them kids to church.
Yeah.
So they disruptive like that at the house. They just gonna make your damn day or whatever you got going on.
I used to sit back and be like,
come on, man, that's just too much.
As soon as you hear like a noise or something, and you looking like this as a child,
but you as a parent, those kids are gonna act up. So you're not even taking the responsibility of the people around you.
They behaving like you.
You're not even, and the thing, they're behaving like you. You're not going to treat them the way they need to be treated, which is with a stiff hand. You know what I'm saying? Or with some stiff verbiage. But you took them out in that situation knowing they're going to do that shit.
Knowing damn well what kind of kids.
Listen, there's a restaurant here in Georgia that's on the news. It's plastered.
Charging extra $50 if the
damn right. Damn right.
That's exactly how all of them
bro. Charge me extra.
Charge me extra. Even on the plane too, goddamn. Kick my seat in the back. I'm getting another 50 about it.
Man,
you get a double shot of him.
Yeah, for real. Like, especially if you caught in that financial space where you can't go to first class, but you got to go.
Right.
Like down the line, you already thinking like, man, I got to make some more money so I can get in the section where you can't kick my chair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't kick my seat.
Right.
But until you get to that space, you're in the space where somebody got to kick your chair every now and then.
Or you might have to just drive.
That too. You know,
might just have to drive.
Man, look, the offset of what's peaceful.
Those are responsible things, right? Those are the I recognize I'm gonna take accountability move in the right direction. A lot of people look, there was something on the news just recently here in Georgia where a mother got arrested because her kids were acting up at Walmart and she was throwing shit at them and other people at the Walmart.
Go to jail, fam.
Yeah, she needs to. And she don't need no kids.
You see why her kids are acting that way because look how
I would trust her with my puppies, goddamn.
Bro, like how you act in public is a reflection of what you do in the house. Mm-hmm. Like last year, I think it was definitely in the airport. I think the lady was from Mobile, Alabama, too. She was getting ready to get on a plane, and then one of her kids was missing. The baby had went to the bathroom while they were getting ready to board the flight. she mad at the airline and she turning over all the computers on the desk, everything,
got a felony,
making a scene.
Yeah.
Then the baby come walking around the corner. She like, oops, my bad.
My bad.
Come on, let me go ahead and take you to jail though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That,
but I'm missing my flight.
Can you imagine how she behaves at home,
right,
in front of the kids? If you acting like that in public, when you're the one that's irresponsible.
That's
crazy. Can you imagine how they would react if somebody else?
No, can you imagine how them kids gonna act?
How you can you grown? Come on.
Shit.
Oh, like that's
I got 2 words. Willow Smith.
I got 2 words.
The reason why she act out the way she do is because look at what she's looking at home. Look at her mom. Then you wonder why she's having problems with relationships. Look at her mom. Her mom still in love with Tupac, with the ghost. You see what I'm saying?
With the ghost. Hey, she got a whole definition of my boo.
and Will's trying to fit into that chair, bro. Like
he's gonna be long time like Tupac's ghost.
He like ghosts and young niggas. Like he can't do nothing,
bro.
It's a lose-lose.
And
there's an interview out there right now talking about what's going on with them too. It's fucking it's sad, hilarious, but at the same time, more people get wrapped up in that kind of bullshit than actually the shit that is really their own responsibility.
Yep. And the thing is like what we should be taking from it, even if we talking about it, it's not about what we would accept. This is the consequences, just not simply standing up for yourself.
Yeah, we see the consequence.
Living it real time.
And someone else is living it, and I don't have to live through it to understand it.
So why I can't pick up on what the hell I'm seeing right in front of me?
Because
you know what I'm saying? Like why I don't put 2 and 2 together?
Because you know
why my math ain't math?
Because you got the wrong cards.
Dang.
Yeah.
I got the wrong calculator.
You got the wrong calculator too.
Yeah. I got the German calculator.
Because you're not looking at it from the lens of common sense.
Yeah.
You know, and again, one of them cliches, common sense ain't so common, right? But that's not an excuse to not make a logical decision either. You know what I'm saying? But it defeats itself.
Yeah.
It just because if you are raised a certain type of way to react a certain type of way, behave a certain type of way, it's gonna be foreign when you do something dumb and expect, what I'm saying, a reaction and get nothing.
It's foreign when you do something correct. Because you don't know how to process it, and so you go back to the dumb shit because that's what you're used to.
That's what I always do.
Yeah,
no. They always do. Fall back on what they know. They know the hardship. So,
but you know that this shit is not going to be best.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? You already know how to be broke. You already know how to be poor. You already know how to do all these things, right? It's comfort, but it's uncomfortable at the same time. So why not try to do something better?
It's expensive.
It's still uncomfortable.
So you got to pick your pain then.
And they chose their pain. They chose to stay. Listen, those who play the lottery choose to stay broke. Period.
Yeah.
You picked your poison. Now accept the accountability that comes with that.
Man, look, this is why.
Because unsuccess is painful and success is pain.
Either which way. So what pain do you want?
Yeah, what pain? You got to choose your pain.
Yep. Anything with the in front of it, I don't want no parts of it.
Because the prefix, that's not none.
It takes away.
Yeah, it takes
unaffordable.
You know what I'm saying? Anything with the on the front of it, I don't want nothing to do with it because you get the uns and then you get the M's. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get the this. Everything is negative. So like if you dealing with those, those prefixes on the words, you're gonna always end up with a negative outcome. You can't come into something and then expect something positive on the other side. It's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You need to be proactive
instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And this is why I keep saying it ain't but 2 mindsets: discipline or undisciplined.
You got that in front of
everything that we've been talking about that don't make any type of sense. When you describe Victor Marx and his life, his mother's mindset was a sexually undisciplined mindset, bro. Yeah. Because if you done had 5 of the same type of dude, and the dude you chose end up putting your 7-year-old son on the other end of a gun, pulling the trigger, what does that say about you?
Right.
Because because the real receipt to your responsibility is them kids.
And look, and the mom to finish the story, the mom. Well, first he was like, you know what, he was crying or whatever. He was like, you know what, I had to realize that it ain't her fault because she was dealing with all of these other things, but it is her fault because she should have damn did better. She already was in an abusive relationship.
And she knew she didn't like it.
She just keep on choosing an abusive relationship. The abusive relationship, if you don't like it, the kid's gonna suffer. So now this dude is raping the little girls.
It's not like she just thinks it's normal because she suffered with it.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's not that she doesn't like it. It's that she suffered with it, and that's what she knows. So she continues to do that same thing.
So she chose that type of pain.
It's a trauma. She chose that because that's what she learned when she was a kid.
Yeah. So then the like I said, to hurry up and finish it up. So at the end, he was like, hey, you know, the dude, he said the number one thing that it was the hardest thing for me to do was forgive. So he had to forgive the stepdad that did all these things to him. So he was like, the stepdad was he got sick and he went to go visit him. So he was like, hey, God told me to come here and tell you that 1, I love you, and 2, I forgive you, and 3, I'm gonna give you some money. And then the dude was on his deathbed. He was like, you know what? I love you, son. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know where I was gonna get some money at because I needed this shit. I don't got no money. Mm-hmm. So the guy messed over Vic. Vic came back to save him before he even died. And then he was like, hey, I don't want you to go to hell for the things that you did. You need to go ahead and accept God in your life before you die. And then he walked out. Then then the dude died or whatever like that. But he said the forgiveness was for me to move on so I can stop blocking the love that I have because he's married now and he wanted to love his wife.
Yeah, to fix his heart first.
Shit was blocking.
Yeah.
All that pain and shit was blocking him from really loving his wife and his family.
He took the accountability to understand where that involved him and then acted on it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you gotta stop the stuff that make your soul ache.
Yeah.
But listen, we could talk about this all day because people do that shit all the time. People complain they broke, they can't get ahead, they can't move forward, they can't do this. But these be the first motherfuckers who stand in line at Best Buy for a new iPhone. They be the same ones that stand in line for a brand new pair of Nikes because Jordan put them out. Like, I've never in my life ever stood in line to go get something that was mass produced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't stand in no line, bro. Like, I will get it where I get it. But I'm not sitting here.
But you made a conscious decision that, okay, I already understand that this shit is mass produced. I already know that I don't have to get it right now. I can go ahead and get it later on when I can.
Yeah.
These priorities already focus on that.
Man,
and they already broke off the jump from that.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna be broke.
Vic had been pressuring me for at least half a decade, talking about, bro, get off of Google, get off that Android shit, get an Apple. Now I'm on Apple. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Now I'm like, fuck this shit.
I need a flip phone. Yeah. And a 2-way pager.
Listen, I told you what.
You said Pusha T was
Pusha T. Yeah, Pusha T got his own phone out now, bro. That shit, like, it's all self-encoded. It doesn't beacon out. You can't do nothing but make a phone call. That shit is black and gray. It looks like an old Game Boy. But it's got its use. Its use is in its privacy. No one can interfere in your shit. No one can break your shit. It's yours. It's completely.
How much it costs?
That's a whole nother price, right? That's a whole nother. They come in 2 colors, black and white, bro. And like that's the only thing that's coming in, and that's the screen. I swear to God, is grayscale, like old school. I don't know. I think like right now, I think they're about like $2,000 a piece. But he's like
$2,000.
Yeah, he's
more
like
than the iPhone, and I can't send the
iPhone. Bro, it's not even close to an iPhone. It looks like a tiny Game Boy.
What I'm saying is, why would I pay $2,000 or $1,000 more
anonymity
for something that I would just call
for anonymity? And what you said, Vic.
Yeah, whatever.
I just put the whole word up.
Yeah, Anthony did hard. Yeah,
that's what that whole thing up. I'm being responsible. I'm being accountable.
You don't edit this. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, you know, you do it because that he's at a point in his life where he needs that
pay for privacy.
comfortable solution and privacy. So
Yo, he can afford the fucking phone, man. It's his phone. He can afford that. He gonna keep us broke because we can't afford that shit.
No, he's gonna keep you broke because I don't need that right now.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't need it right now.
He's gonna keep you broke.
Yeah.
People that's gonna complain about it, they can't justify a use for it. Like I remember, I think it was like probably about 10 years ago, I saw an article, and I think it was like Tom Brady was like spotted, you know, like paparazzi photos, right? It spotted Tom Brady in Ibiza, you know, like, and he said he was staying in and somebody really got in his business,
Yeah, you know,
and said that he was paying $18,000 a night to stay at this private resort. That's why. If he got it sounds crazy to think about. Like I spent $18,000.
No, it's not.
But it's not. But it's not when your privacy is valuable.
Yeah.
Some people that value attention are not gonna go pay for Pusha T's phone.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Possible didn't pay the due diligence and put out his tag and got popped at an Airbnb.
Yep. And look, I believe all them Hollywood houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't it strange that people can just go rob a whole mansion in Calabasas
Check this
or
out,
wherever?
man.
They already know what this stuff is, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta understand. Look, man, it's called Lost Angels. That's the name of the damn city. And then you wonder why people will end up dead. And then you go to another one. You go to another one where it's the city of sin, and then you understand why you got all this turmoil and shit. Stop going to these places. These places are already cursed, bro.
Don't go there and expecting safety.
Yeah.
Well, look, you can say the same thing with a lot of men who choose women at a bar on a sleazy night or whatever the case may be, and it's below their character or caliber, and they wind up getting them pregnant, and then they wind up being with them and not being happy because they don't know who the fuck this person is. They just fucking laid a seed in them, you know what I'm saying? And get caught up in the game. Now they got to take care of this kid and do this other stuff. And you see what I'm saying? Like
sexual discipline. I'm telling you,
undisciplined will always suffer.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
People
like,
who get ahead.
All of this stuff weaves when you are undisciplined. You're probably distracted.
Look, I'll use myself as an example. Talking about undisciplined. I told you this morning I woke up, like I have been for the last week and a half, 4:15 in the morning. I'm working out by 4:30. Why the fuck am I smoking a cigarette by 10:30? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm good at 4 o'clock. I'm good at 9:30. Come 10:30, I'm like,
That's your programming.
And then what happens? Who's responsible? I got to take. I know it's me. I can't run as far, and I'm not as fit as I could be, even though I'm trying to get into my fitness thing again. If I'm smoking a cigarette,
you're like, I don't know what's wrong.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Give me that lighter.
I don't know what the problem is.
I gotta think about this. Why the hell I can't breathe?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just carbon monoxide in my mouth.
That's the thing, right? I'll spark a blunt in a minute, but come about 10:30, I'm like,
And then complaining while you smoking it.
Mm-hmm. Like I hate it. Bro, look, you think I'm lying? I even got patches, bro. Like.
No, hold on. You can't have the damn patch and the cigarette. You can't have a partner of cigarettes and the fucking patch.
Listen, I'm gonna take
man.
I'm gonna take accountability. It's a nasty habit. I don't want any of my kids to smoke. I don't even want to fucking smoke. But it's so ingrained in me because I've been smoking for so motherfucking long that I've been trying to quit. And I was good for like 10, 12 years. I didn't pick up a fucking cigarette. And then out of nowhere, the shit just kind of creeps back. And then when it creeps back, it's like I got control of it. I got it.
And you don't.
And then it's like, okay, well, now let me get this shit. Let me go get the pills. Let me go substitute my time, go run the treadmill. And by 10:30, you're still like,
yeah.
So do you accountability, but it hurts. It's like it can't stop.
Do you smoke the cigarette with the patch on?
No.
Oh.
No. Yeah. It make you, at least for me, it makes me extremely nauseous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes me really nauseous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason for it.
But like I'm doing everything. I sit here and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting healthy. Yeah, I'm eating. I'm drinking my shake. I'm working out crazy ass early in the morning. I'm smoking my blunts as prescribed. You know what I'm saying? Like doing my thing. But then I can't get off this fucking cigarette. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a one fucking kick, bro. I'm down to like 800 calories a day, which is normal for me. I don't eat a lot, and I know like 1800 is supposed to be like the rule. Nah, I don't expend as much energy in the afternoon. I think with my head. I don't think physically anymore.
Yeah, like the discipline piece of it is like at least you have an ability to correct yourself. Because like discipline doesn't mean that you're not gonna make mistakes. You have the situational awareness, self-awareness to correct yourself. You know what I'm saying? And chastise yourself. Don't let somebody else tell you that you're messing up. Be real with yourself and don't lie to you first. You know what I'm saying?
You know, don't lie to myself. So I know, not lying to myself, I'm still smoking, right? But I'm not smoking as much as I was 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you got to scale it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a gradual thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the patch, it doesn't cure you instantly. It takes a while for that shit to kick in, nicotine levels to level off. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm at that point where it's like, all right, I'm at 2 patches during the afternoon time, so I don't smoke. You feel me? So I could have that nicotine going through my day. But then when I take the patches off, about an hour and a half later, you could actually be like, you could feel it. You'd be like, oh shit, I need a cigarette right about now. Like, I don't know why. I don't want it. Like, I just have. It's a horrible thing.
Man, look, it's, you know, like this conversation, it's all about the little stuff that we pay attention to and how we incorporate it, you know what I'm saying, and what we got going on. Because all we want to do is take advantage of what we understand and say, you know what, man, I listen for the first 40 some odd years of your life, everybody else tells you what to do. Yeah. Good, bad, and different. You know what I'm saying? There's just less micromanagement as you go. But the very reason, like what you was describing, the lady's behavior, that was the mother of Marx, and the other behaviors you've been describing, like you don't know why you do it because it's a program. Like something like you've been indoctrinated into someone else's, you know, expectation of you. Yeah. Good, bad, and different. You know what I'm saying? The boundaries have been shaped and you operate within those boundaries and you do what you were raised to do, because after a certain part of your life, you can't blame your parents. You can't blame nobody but you, right?
But too many people do that still.
And they do.
Blame their mom and dad who've been dead for 10 years.
But here's the thing though. This is the point I want to make. When you go outside and all of your decision making past, you know what I'm saying, like when you in your big adult years, like we in our big adult years, every decision you make is on you and is relative to how you was raised. If you was raised poorly and you old enough to recognize that, then you do the opposite. If you don't believe that you're doing anything bad,
then you continue to do,
you know what I'm saying, function off the morals and principles that you was raised with. Everybody morals and principles ain't compatible because everybody don't want the same things.
Yeah, everybody wasn't raised.
Your behavior is relative to what you really want in life. So if you 40 some years old and you still doing things that reckless people do half your age, that's how you was raised.
Right.
That's how you didn't.
That's like the guys our age going to the clubs. First of all, I don't even go to the clubs, but I know I've seen it passing by the clubs. Guys our age who are in tight ass jeans with a young ass girl.
He get extra drippy.
Yeah, extra drippy, but you know you got to be at the warehouse in the morning.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Pallet Jack Steve, you like take your Social Security check, have an ass home. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no business out here. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't got no retirement check, ain't got no 401k.
You finna get robbed.
Their plan is to rob Social Security when they get to that age.
They fixing to get robbed. Because you got to think about it. Where are you? Where are you going to increase your chances for success and whatever that looks like?
It ain't gonna be no success because these people that's doing that are, first of all, they're undisciplined, and for two, they're in the rat race. They already know that when I work, my only thing, I'm going to pay my bills and I'm going to have some fun. I'm not looking for no retirement. I ain't looking 5 years from now. I ain't looking 10 years from now. I don't want nothing going on. This is what I got going on. This is my bubble. This is my life. This is my work. And I'm not the only one because every Thursday I come and get these wings and I see Billy Ray over here. Billy Ray doing it. Goddamn, what's his other name? Clarence is in there. You know, what's the other one? Tyrone over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all these people
Cornelius,
yeah. Fletcher.
They're all in there.
You said Fletcher?
Fletcher back in the cut. That's the OG Fletcher.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All of that.
Sylvester's there with him.
It's like 4 Cadillacs in the parking lot.
4
All
Cadillacs.
of them.
Yeah.
All cutlasses.
Yeah.
A Buick LeSabre. You know, shit is in there now. Shit, hey, these
We're driving a New Yorker. It's just old as shit.
Right.
Look, what was that?
That Chrysler the Dynasty.
Not a Buick, a Burke.
Yeah, Burke. Put an R on that motherfucker.
There's no R in the word Buick, but somehow we have found a way to put an R in the word. It's not a Burke. It's a Buick.
I mean, you can have 3 letters.
You and I'll make the R sound.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, our community, you can only have 3 letters and still put an R on it. VCR.
Throw an R in that motherfucker. And put a T, put a T at the end where the D is supposed to be. So it's DT, so period.
Yeah. Hey,
you gotta learn how to take responsibility. I will say this. You are right. These people aren't trained, but they're trained to look at the hourly rate as their worth. Period.
Yeah,
that's the programming.
Yeah,
that's the programming.
Yeah, that's the whole program.
Yeah, that's called public schooling.
I want to get up to salary one day.
How you was raised.
I want to be on salary one day.
Man,
but that video that you sent me about the school owning your kid, that you can't even go in and get your kid. Like
you just went through that.
Yeah.
Look,
I just went through that shit. That's why you said to me, I was like, this is the shit.
Yep.
I don't give a shit because at the end of the day, I know that mine is gonna be mine. You know what I'm saying? Like you have custody of him for a few hours a day. That don't mean shit. And if he doesn't want to go to school, he don't have to go to school. He's a fucking senior, AP classes, rocking. He's an A student. Like fuck out of here.
Your ass gonna go to jail then?
Yeah.
Huh?
Then they gonna send some people at your house.
They have.
You know what I'm saying?
They have.
Yeah.
And listen, I got shit right here from the school system. This shit on my desk, bro.
Yeah, you ain't wiping your ass with it.
Not yet.
Not yet. You gotta save it. You're gonna have to use that to cook something, dog, man.
Right.
Outside in the fire pit.
You
need to start a fire with something. That's some good paper.
Yeah.
Listen, I take all this
kindling.
Yeah.
I take this paper. No lie. I have a bucket full of like all the old mail, all the like shit they send you, the garbage. I have a bucket. I put it in. When the bucket gets full of shit, I pour water in it. I let it get all soggy. I take a mixer. I mix it, and I got a brick press. So I take the wet water, put it in the brick press, press it, and I let it dry for like an hour. Pop it open. I got something from my fucking fireplace.
That's a good look. You already getting ready to live off the land.
Yeah, you living off the land. I like that.
Yeah,
it's not living off the land. It's just living off the resources you give me.
That is
living off the land.
Yeah, take the resources.
Hey, look, don't laugh at me because I do crazy ass shit.
That's not crazy. Like let me tell you, like on this side of it, everything has a purpose. Because let me tell you what I would do with my junk mail back in the day. Right, I would collect it. And at the end of the month, I would mail it to the people that sent it to me. I send them all my old junk mail. You know what I'm saying? Like wherever they send those coupons from, I send all them to. I send them other people's advertising.
The reason why I say that, right, is that I press my own bricks for my fireplace because it's just a resource. And I got to thinking, I'm like, bro, what if I convince people to give me their junk mail, and what if I convince a laundromat to give me their lint? Bro, I can have unemployed people employed pressing bricks all day long with water
and lint. Yeah, and dry lint.
I'm taking the negative resources.
It sounds like a lung infection. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like a good recycle center. The recycle plant down there going to shut your ass down. Okay, you ain't up to code. You got nicotine patches and nicotine gum, and you got a carton of cigarettes. There's something going on,
bro. We went back to. Me and Gina started back watching Walking Dead, and you know what I'm saying, we're going back through the we're the season now where they fight Negan, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just looking at the decisions that people made, they put themselves in a lot of, you know what I'm saying, just dumb situations because they couldn't get control of their emotions. It wasn't
even Carl. That's why he lost an eye.
Yeah, like look, that's the only way you can say Carl's name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the only way. You gotta sound like you got spit in your throat.
Like You gotta have extra phlegm.
Yeah,
when
you gotta
let
have
your
some
car.
phlegm in that motherfucker. You gotta gargle that RL.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gargling RLs. I don't know.
Yeah, pause. Yeah. For sure.
Oh man, look. Hey, you Rick called Carl's name like he over there pressing a junk mail in dryer lint.
Yeah.
You know, so like, he got a lung infection when he say his son's name. But
yeah, I wouldn't say inhale the bricks that I'd be doing, but I
don't
put
do
them in
that.
fire pits.
Yeah.
I put them in fire pits in case of emergency. Light them bitches up. They
man,
good.
you over there, you about to start a VA claim. You're gonna have a burn pit at your house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh.
they can do a survey.
1-800 Adam.
Were you living within 200 feet of Adam Hernandez?
Hey,
You
only
might
at
entitled
2:30 in the morning infomercial.
Yeah, like you might be entitled to compensation.
Yeah.
You
Let
know
me
what
tell
I'm
you something. Did you
What's
see
that shit?
burn that
You
fucker in the
saying? You got that mesothelioma. That's so
every one of my neighbors? Goddamn.
Well, yeah, that's what you got.
Look,
Yeah.
this the
You
first-
got that damn meso.
y'all the
Hey,
worst.
listen, I'm all about making. I'm all about taking. And this is the best thing about information and entertainment, right? People go on TikTok for entertainment, and if you get education from wherever you get entertained, that's a whole other thing, right? I like to get educated while I'm entertained, and so I was watching this thing about ladies taking food scraps and making these amazing meals out of them, right? Like what country uses what kind of food scraps for what. And so it got me to thinking, and I was like, yo, I got scraps at home all day long. I got like a ton of fucking paper, all this shit. And I hate getting rid of it. It just fills up the landfill. I got to recycle it. It's a pain in my ass. Why don't I recycle it for myself and make it useful and make it for my fireplace? You know what I mean? Like, so now I'm prepping those and doing that shit. Like,
as you was explaining
And
that, I
smoke a
felt
cigarette.
as you was explaining, I was feeling kind of obligated. I said, man, I got a lot of junk mail I can pulverize and let dry up.
It's a pulverize.
Yeah, because that's what that is. Like when you get it wet,
you got to pulverize.
yeah. When you get the paper
Yeah,
saturated,
saturated.
and then you got a tool to break it down, and then when it dry, then it becomes a whole different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just let it form, let it wet, perform it into the brick molder, close the brick molder, put that bitch to the side, wait an hour, pop it out, let that shit sit in the sun the rest of the day.
Hey, and for the people that's listening, we ain't talking about drugs, okay?
No. We're talking about paper.
Yeah,
Making paper.
Literally, you know,
And bricks.
Junk mail.
making it work for
brick.
you. Nothing with this is not a narcotic, okay?
My bricks are free, baby. I get my bricks every day.
Look, that's why I was like, it's called a kindling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Look, people think that you're using sophisticated words to try to sound smart. Like, no, I'm trying to dodge the algorithm. I don't want y'all taking none of the words that we're saying and into something else. You know what I'm saying? So
we got to throw a pause in there every so often.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you start talking about moisture.
Yeah. And gargle.
Yeah. Like you can't.
Now I try to.
It's so childish. It's so childish, man.
But it's informative. That's the crazy part. It's childish, but it's informative.
I like what you said earlier though about education and entertainment, because that's the intersection of everything. Like when you think about it as a kid, when you learned your ABCs,
you gotta be in the form of a
song. You know what I'm saying? Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and the ABCs, it's the same music. And then what is it? Itsy Bitsy Spider. We still don't even know the point of that song, actually. You know what I'm saying?
And who was living in the farm?
But listen, it's education, right? They make things educational. Ring Around the Rosie, is about the bubonic plague. I don't know if you knew about that, but that's what that song is about.
I ain't know about that.
Yeah, Ring Around the Rosies, pocket full of posies. It's to keep it around, keep the bubonic plague off because of the rats. Yeah. Yeah, look at that shit up. Like
I thought it was witchcraft.
It's about the bubonic plague. It's about teaching kids.
I thought it was voodoo.
Hey, that's so funny though, because like everything we don't understand, it got to be a spell.
What's up, man?
What's up, Bill? How you doing? Everything we don't understand is a spell.
Yeah, it got to be
like it's at least perceived to be negative until more information changes.
It's perceived to always be positive for everybody until they realize the story.
Unless you grew up somewhere where everything you don't understand is the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana,
the Bible Belt, like that. Oh, that's it. You going to hell? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that over here.
That's your heart.
Why did you put salt on the table? You know what I'm saying? Like you casting spells?
Yes, they do. They got have these pokers run around here with gems that don't mean shit. You know what I mean?
Man,
it's something that they swear by it. You know what I mean? Like
all this bullshit on.
Facts. And don't
and
even
just don't even know what's going on.
Just walking around being a billboard for the wrong thing.
But here's the thing. I was having a conversation with a young lady. In my line of work, makeup is prevalent for everybody, you know, a photographer. Anyway, she was going through this routine, and facial routine. Like she was putting all these lotions and moisturizers, waiting 20 minutes, putting on different ones, waiting 20, 30 minutes, misting her face, putting on another one before we do anything. And I'm like, what is that for? And she's like, well, that's my pre-game, like to take care of my face. And I'm like, okay. So she puts all this makeup on. I get it. So after the shoot, she takes it off. She got a whole pre-game workout after that. It's like 5, 6, 7, 8 different layers afterwards. I'm like, what is the purpose of putting all that shit on your face? All these chemicals, everything. Oh, it makes me look younger. Bitch, hydrate yourself.
Who like drink water?
Hydrate yourself.
You had to do it from within.
Yeah, did she look good?
No. Yeah, she did look good, even without the makeup.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess it is.
I get it.
I won't working.
I get it. As we get older, we lose some elasticity in our skin, and women are real, their face and the complexion.
Like drink some damn water.
That's what
drink more water. That's it.
Drink more water.
If you need to put stuff on the outside to make you look a certain type of way,
and on the inside you fucking empty.
Yeah, like you basically just like painting the old car. It's like treating yourself like a Crown Vic.
It's something.
Yeah. Just leave a dent in it. Just paint it.
Just paint over the dents
on a $2,000 car. Like it don't make no sense.
Yeah,
$10,000 paint job.
All the chickens.
$10,000 paint job on a $5,000 car. She literally is spending over $100 every 2 weeks just for these chemicals to be put on her face.
Does she have a relationship with somebody?
Oh, I'm gonna assume so.
I'm like, what is it for? Because you're doing all this trying to get a man, and you just still. Well,
I asked her, "What does she do it?" She says the reason why she does it is because she cares for her skin, and the industry that we're in photography. The models have to put on makeup and glue and shit like that, so it will mess with their skin. And I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the same time, use coconut juice. Like use natural shit.
Wait, that's what we're saying.
But she's trying to do the cheap way out by buying all these chemicals. And in like 50, 60 years, when her face gets burnt out, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't gonna have an eye like Carl.
Carl.
And her nose gonna be off.
That pretty don't do anything when you're 70. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what you're making me think of? You remember Michael Keaton's version of Batman? With Jack Nicholson playing the Joker?
Yeah.
Well, you remember what the evil plot was in that movie?
The evil plot to Batman was for the Joker to take over the city.
Yeah, but do you know how he planned to take over the city?
Penguins, didn't he? Like, oh no, that was the second one.
He poisoned all of the health and beauty products.
That's right. So everybody got the Joker smile.
They put that makeup on.
Yeah.
And when he hit that gas chemical from like what looks like the Joker's Macy's Day Parade, it took everybody off, right? Yeah. So like there's always some sort of messaging that makes it look like used to like it was just a great plot. And the whole time, you know what I'm saying, we didn't even realize that it just looked good in the movie, but art starting to imitate life, and life is imitating art is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So like now we're at the age where, like we've seen reboots of almost everything. You can't show us anything new. Mm-hmm. And so like now, the threshold in life where we have to go back and look at the stuff that used to entertain us and learn from it. Mm-hmm. Because just like, like when Brad started talking about, I'm going back to the story where he talked about Victor Marx and his experience. And then we talk about the sexual discipline piece. If you go back and look at every significant piece of entertainment that you can reference from, from pop culture over the span of your life, every pivot point has something to do with somebody being with the wrong person. like the reason you watch certain TV shows, because the arc of the story has a pivot point at at a romantic relationship changes the dynamic.
Can I ask you a question?
What's
Can
up?
we still blame people for believing lies when they've been lied to?
No.
Life?
And that's why we having the conversation, because
Right.
like this is where I'm saying, like, for all of you people that's really out here doing things that you can't explain, you know why you're doing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
because you think you them people that you are fans of. You think you can move the same way that they move, and you can't. You can only do it for so long, you know what I'm saying, before it's going to either be too expensive. It's going to, you know what I'm saying, it's going to cost you more than just money. It's going to cost you your character. It's going to cost you something, you know what I'm saying? And that's where like social media has come in and it's given everybody the free space, the free space to play pretend everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything is catfish.
You got real invisible friends now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of people don't have nobody to talk to if you turn social media off. You probably ain't got no friends
in real life.
In real life.
Yeah, never made any human connections.
Yeah, never had anybody. You don't have people that can pour into your cup because you around other people that's asking for stuff all the time.
If you had people pouring into your cup, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Listen, again, I got a neighbor of mine. Their kid has been their kid. Their person is staying there. Their child, supposedly a stepchild, that motherfucker's going on his 40s. Like he's almost in his 40s, still living at home with his mom and his stepdad.
Hold on. Let me push back right here. I feel like what if we the ones tripping off that? Like if family is supposed to be, huh?
I thought about it from that perspective where maybe I'm sure he's got a bankroll, right? Like he's secured all his stuff. Maybe he has a medical problem.
I'm about to say this is good because like whatever your perception of it is, and Brett's perception and my perception is going to be all different because we've all had to take a different control of our life based on, you know what I'm saying? Well, like when we was talking on the way over here, right? There are people that operate as though they have a safety net. Mm-hmm. Like when I was talking about, you got like the difference in men, the men that are accountable for what they do, they don't make the same decisions as men that are unaccountable for what they do. So what's the difference in that type of man? Then it goes into how they were raised. And most of those men that have no accountability, no situational awareness, a lot of a lack of emotional control, most of those men were raised by women. Mm. Their perception of everything else is
on the woman's level.
It's on the woman's level because you missing some stuff.
Yeah,
it's like if we like to say life's a game. Mm-hmm. Everybody's been programmed, indoctrinated into something. You know what I'm saying? And part of the game and surviving the game and winning the game is recognizing that there's a game being played and not recognizing that people are playing with you. The game is to distort everybody's perception of who they are. So when you finally break away, they look at you like you're crazy. They think that you're delusional.
Yep.
But you see something completely different because you're staying in your lane. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can't stay in a lane. They get in lanes that off of proximity. I can't just bust out and just do what you're doing.
Right.
I just can't, you know what I'm saying, break from what I'm doing and pretend I can, you know what I'm saying, do whatever Adam does just because I know Adam or just because I know Brett. And neither one of y'all are trying to do what I'm doing, but we participate with each other.
But that's like I was saying about the model. She was complaining that she was always broke, but she's spending $100 every week, every other week. You see what I'm saying? Like, so this guy, he's in his almost 40. He's in his late 30s, but you're staying at home. Now I get things happen, and I understand that life could take a change at any moment. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, well, maybe he's medical, maybe he's got some debt, you know, things like that. But when I've been living here 17 years, and if you've been living in that same house for 17 years. Now your mom is complicit and your stepdad's complicit because now they've held you back from being the person you're supposed to be, being responsible and learn that lesson to get your ass kicked.
That's one way. That's one way to look at it. But what I'm saying is, what's the point of a family? Like you have a mom and dad, you have two kids, then you kick the kids out or the kids go on. Now the mom and dad try to downsize a home because the home that they got was big enough for 4 people.
What they needed.
Right. Yeah. So now they downsize. Now, if something happened in life with these kids, the kids the parents' job is to understand that, you know what, my babies can always come home. If they don't have nowhere else, they should be able to come home.
No, sir.
Some people feel like that, and some people don't.
Correct.
Now on the flip side, it's not our business to talk about or
what they want to do as an individual.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Like, damn, everybody, well, not say everybody, but another culture don't have a problem with that.
The concept.
So you have this big family, everybody's doing well, and I mean they're richer because it's only one roof. It doesn't have 5 roofs, and we all trying to do our own thing. We here and we doing it all together. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
That's the only thing I was saying.
As a father to young men, right? I have 3 of them. I have an older daughter. I will tell you that nothing for myself and my family, nothing makes us more proud and more happy when they're in healthy mind spaces and they're healthily developing in the way they're supposed to be developing. Like, as a parent, for me and my family, I'm like, look, develop how you're supposed to develop. And I have 2 of them who have developmental issues. You know what I'm saying? They're autistic. They're on the spectrum. And so trying to get them to understand and realize where they made their mistakes and how to recoup what they lost, you know, whether it be their time, whether it be their dignity, whatever the case it may be, you got to fess up to it, right? You got to take responsibility for it. I teach my kids that. So when I see them flying on their own, I got one who is on her own, doing her own thing. I got 2 that are almost semi in their 20s, the late 20s, but I'm still having to be the protector. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh, look, I got this for you, but this is how you're going to now move, because now this is how you're going to stay over here. My 2 kids, I kicked them out of my house, my primary house. I got a 5-bedroom. I kicked their ass out into a 2-bedroom, 1-bed apartment that I have, just to show them, hey, the process of weaning you off has begun. You now need to learn how to be responsible for yourself. You can't rely on mine and mom's later years. That's for us. That's where we get to enjoy ourselves. We did our job. We raised you. If you fail to do the things you're supposed to do, even on the spectrum, if you fail to do the things you ain't supposed to be doing, that's on you. Yeah, we gave you the tools. We gave you the understanding. You knew the difference between right and wrong. You feel me? So if you let yourself get to that position, we're here to help you. We're here to teach you the right direction you should be going in. But that's all we can do. We can't force you to go in that direction. So now you're going to be forced to learn the reaction of your actions, period.
Like I like where, like it started with, you talking about the stepfather and the mother and having a kid. Well, I said a kid, a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
They can call it their baby all they want to.
Yeah, it's still their baby.
But everybody's perception
is different.
Right. And it's funny because I talked to the parents by themselves individually, right? I talked to the mom by herself, and she was like, oh, yeah, the reason why is because, he's sick. He has sickle cell, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get it. But there's plenty of sickle cell people out there who are working. You know what I'm saying? But then I talked to the dad separately, and he's like, man, I wish I could do what you did and get this motherfucker out of here, because I like to walk around my house fucking naked, and this motherfucker don't do shit. He just watches mama struggle from the top window.
All right, so look, my pushback was not saying that just because they're in your house, they doesn't have to have no accountability and nothing like that. They can still be living underneath my roof, and they still can be independent until they go ahead and have their own family.
They're still living on your roof.
They can still have the mindset of being independent, is what I'm saying, bro.
I got you.
Just because you live outside, there's plenty of motherfuckers that live on their own that ain't worth a damn. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you're paying the bills, you got your own shit, but you just live here. Now, when you get married and you have your kids and you want to go do your own thing, you have the mindset. And I know I can sleep at night and I ain't worried about you because you spent a little bit longer with us or underneath us to go ahead and do your thing. Because some motherfuckers just, you can't be a parent and you think that, okay, they're 18 and they got to go. No, everybody at 18 ain't ready to goddamn go fly. Everybody at 18 ain't ready to go do that shit. That's all I'm saying on my pushback. Everybody can
everybody's different. Really, I get it. Listen, my kid, so my youngest is 18. He's about to be 18 next month. I'm ready to fly. That, he got his own little business. He does his little vending machines or whatever. My twins are 24 when I kicked them out. This guy is close to his 40s. That's his parents' fault for letting him stay there that long and get comfortable with the fact that he doesn't have to be a real man.
I mean, that
Period.
the dad say one thing, the mom say one thing. That's their house. I don't give a damn.
Stepdad says one thing, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
they got going on is their business. I'm not saying, yeah, it's okay to have a 40-year-old in your house and you babying them. I'm saying, okay, it might be shit like you said. One day your kids is going to be grown. You're going to be end up sick. You and your old lady sick or whatever the case may be. We're on the later years of your life. Now, what do you do with that? Do I come back home, sell the house? I got a whole lot of things that some of these parents ain't even teaching them what the fucking future look like. You see what I'm saying?
I get you. And here's where I push back on you. That's because those parents didn't prepare themselves for the possibility. Like I prepared myself for the possibility of these boys not moving on, which is why I bought the building. Yeah. So I keep the apartment and I also have something else to do with it. Now, as they get older and I push them along, I will then take responsibility to make sure that I have, in case they fail, I have a safety net for them. I'm not going to be their safety net, and they don't need to necessarily know that I am the safety net. But as a parent, when they come to me and go, I lost it. I lost my house. I lost this. All right, cool. This is how we're going to get you back to where you need to be to.
Right.
The steps, right? But you ain't coming back to my motherfucking house. You ain't eating my cereal and taking my coconut milk, bitch. Go get your own milk.
But then again, why have kids then? Why you have these? Why you like back in the day? People had kids, a lot of kids, so they can help work.
I didn't have the kids. I had one, and they came with three.
You know now we got people that ain't even supposed to be parents, fucking having kids. Now you just got a whole lot of disaster.
Some of these fucking parents are children.
That's what I'm saying. We arguing the same point now.
Right. So some of these parents are children. They're just adult children. Yeah. Like Dick was saying, they have no accountability. And what happens? There goes the generational curse because they're not fucking responsible and don't take the accountability as they're supposed to. If they're a real fucking parent, you take care of yourself and you take care of those kids and you prepare for the eventuality, which is why you're supposed to have life insurance, which is why you're supposed to have medical insurance. Right. You're preparing them for the future so that they know, okay, when I get older, I need to have life insurance. I need to go to school. I need to get a good education. I need to move myself in the right direction so that I don't have to burden you because when you get older, you may need me to take care of you, right? Like exactly. My mom is in her 60s. Thankfully, she's still healthy, but I'm pretty sure in the next 20 years, I think my mom's going to live to be 100. I hope she does. But I know in the next 20 years, I got to be prepared for her to be in a hospital, be prepared.
Her quality of life going to change.
Yeah, her quality of life is going to change. You know what I'm saying? She may need a driver, and I'm not driving her. So all that means I'm going to have to be able to afford her a commute to and from. So I might as well open up a medical ambulance service and start medical transport because you know what? My mom's going to need it at some point. My mother-in-law's going to need it at some point. I take advantage of those situations. I take the garbage that's given to me and I turn it to trash. Period. Well, I turn the trash into gold. I'm sorry.
You know, like Uncle Junior just asked a question, said, why do you want, as a grown man, to have your parents take care of you? And all these questions are like, they kind of like rhetorical. They kind of answer themselves. And then next one says, nothing wrong with children staying home as long as they are productive and have a plan.
And when they're not productive,
or being unproductive. That kind of
that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Like I'm not saying just because on the outside we looking at it as somebody else's situation. We don't know their situation.
Right. No, I'm talking about my own.
No. I'm just saying outside.
Generally speaking.
Just generally speaking, why is this damn 40-year-old man over there living with it? But we don't know the
oh yeah.
But I'm just saying generally, not this case. And then on the flip side, what if he is already fucking grown in the motherfucker, mentally, emotionally, all that? He's just there helping out his parents. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I can go get my own shit, but I'd rather just take care of my folks. I don't got no girlfriend. I don't got no family. I don't got nothing. I'd rather just take care of my people. I got my bills. My credit score is already A1. I already got all my shit together. Then on the flip side of that, you got people that have life insurance and all this shit, but they don't never explain what the fuck life insurance is to the kids. So how the fuck the kids gonna do anything about their life insurance? You ain't sit down and talk about no will. You ain't sit down and discuss nothing about nothing. So what we doing?
We're talking about being responsible, right? And telling our kids.
Yeah.
Why am I being responsible and telling my mother, hey mom, make sure you have. I bought my mom a golden suitcase.
I know the answer.
Waterproof golden suitcase. I gave it to her and said, listen, this is like one of those Deal or No Deal suitcases with the latches and everything. It's all gold.
Got the attaché.
Yeah.
It's a big ass attaché case. And I gave it to her. I said, listen, the reason why I got you this big ass gold case was I want you to put your will in there, your life insurance, any kind of monetary, anything that belongs to you. I am going to go in when you pass away. I'm going to be so distraught. I don't have time to go through your whole house full of shit. Mm-hmm. Give me the one suitcase of power that I fucking need. So I have everything. I can deal with everything. So I had to prepare my mom because my mom wasn't prepared. Mm-hmm. That's a form of being an adult and being responsible.
I was just about to say, like, the conversation about the 40-year-old, you know what I'm saying, guy that's at the house and the approach that you're taking with marshaling your kids into a better situation. All of this it can really be captured by this right here, bro. There are a lot of adults cosplaying as being responsible. There's a lot of adults that are just not good at adulting.
What if they kids, they still kids, they cosplaying as an adult?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like they cosplaying as responsible adults. Mm-hmm. They just got facial hair and you know what I'm saying, and high blood pressure. Yeah. Like
I need to take this call real quick. I gotta take this call. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, just mute yourself. But like that's the thing, right? Like you got people cosplaying versions of what they are seeing. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, you grow up, you don't know how irresponsible your parents are. Mm-hmm. You don't know how disciplined or undisciplined your parents really are. You know what I'm saying? Until you get out in the world and you test how you were raised against, you know what I'm saying, people you have to interact with. And then you realize you're like, yo, we not raised the same way, because they make this decision. I'll take the same situation, you make completely different decisions. Right. And then after the decision that get made, you say, why did you choose what you chose? Mm-hmm. And then that is the conversation. Because, you know, it's like, I don't know why I did. And then when they say, I don't know why I did it, that's the first lie. Mm-hmm. You know why you did it. Mm-hmm. And then in the case where you don't know why you did it, what have you done to avoid being in a situation where you make a decision that you don't know the origin or the reason why? Mm-hmm. That's the difference between being responsible and irresponsible. The difference between being disciplined and undisciplined. It ain't saying you got to get everything right. Mm-hmm. You got to just take control of you and your situation. So after you make decisions, and if every time you make a decision or a choice, you always need help afterwards, you're not doing something, you know what I'm saying, with a disciplined mindset. Because when you start doing things with disciplined mindset, you start asking these questions before. Mm-hmm. They're not on the back end where you're trying to figure out where you went wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I believe that is way more irresponsible people with children,
right?
You know what I'm saying, than what gets acknowledged.
And then we in society got to deal with that shit. You know, we encounter them on every day, like day-to-day activities. You gotta go to Dollar General, go get your brakes checked, go to the damn grocery store. You gotta run into these motherfuckers.
You're gonna bump into them.
You're gonna bump into there's no, and then they look like they grown.
They
look like they responsible.
They not put together.
They look like they got their shit together.
Cosplaying.
You know what I'm saying?
Cosplaying. Like, you don't know how that person, like we talked about the lady at the airport. Like, she got kids that, you know what I'm saying? And generally speaking, in the era in which we grew up, there was a certain level of dignity that came with, like, if you had children.
Yeah, facts.
Like having children in the era, in the time I grew up, that meant a lot of different things. There was a lot of perceived, you know, like levels of responsibility. Like, oh, they taking care of the kids. They got, you know what I'm saying, their priorities, whatever. You got a schedule. There's some things that just automatically apply.
But
and then when you get older and you realize that even your people that's your age peers, stuff like that, they weren't raised by nobody that was responsible. They were raised by a lot of people are raised by selfish people.
A lot of people are raised by children because of the childhood trauma that they never solved, and they're just that's the whole curse.
Teen moms create teen moms. They create more They create boys that create more teen moms. That like that whole scenario, like the probability of that cycle being repeated is more likely to happen without a 2-parent household. That's just the bottom line. We're not saying it can't happen with a 2-parent household, because you can still raise kids that grow up and shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Ask them Menendez brothers. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it's that presence. It's that availability. It's either going to turn somebody very cold, or create a very nurturing individual that takes that into, you know what I'm saying, whatever relationship they have, romantic or not.
That's why I say, like, when I learned that going through therapy, that a lot of people out here are suffering through childhood trauma and acting like fucking children because that's what they were raised to do. Like, they weren't raised to do anything better than to be fucking children, so they're still children as adults.
That's crazy to think about, but that's nothing else explains it. The only way, because like when you raise your own children, or you're responsible for leading and instructing or mentoring or something like that, you got to understand that the individual's capacity to take in new information and then apply it and then repeat it and operate with and without management. Some people got to micromanage. Some people out here got to be told exactly what to do.
Yeah. Step by step. They're the ones that eat fucking lead chips. I get it.
Yeah. So like for you, even if you recognize that, you got to put that individual in the space where they can function on their own. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people I don't think people like to understand the realities of things, right? Like a lot of people here probably listen, don't really want to talk about or face the reality of a loved one close to them, like their parent, mother, father, some significant other of them dying. And then you having to pick up the pieces afterwards, right? It's always great to say, oh, they were too young or gone too soon, but not prepared, not say, hey, life insurance game is real. You should be like, I'm trying to get life insurance policies on all my kids at this point, because it's like, yo, if something happens to me, I want them to be prepared. I talked to my mom about it so that when something happens to her, that I'm prepared, she's prepared. Like if you're not adult enough to prepare and keep, the things that you need for yourself, to be whole mentally, physically, you're screwed. You're kidding yourself, not preparing your kids, not preparing your parents. And I hate to say it, but we're in a sandwich family. Like we get screwed from up top and from below. We're the meat in the sandwich. You got our kids who are younger than us, who are more dependent on us because they can't even afford the outside world right now, with rent being $1,600 a month for a 1-bedroom.
And then you got your parents getting older above it.
And have nothing, no life insurance, no policy. They don't have anything for themselves. So as they get older and sicker, they come down to you because now they need your support, and your kids, as they grow up, need you. So we're stuck in the middle.
You'd be a hot pocket.
Yep. Fuck.
You went from a sandwich to a hot pocket. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surrounded by nothing. So if I don't prepare them, I don't prepare myself. And so that's where I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm prepared them. I prepared the kids, and I prepared my mom. For God forbid the eventuality that my mom passes, or when I pass, or my kids pass, or something happen, everybody knows what the hell's going on. Like I said, for COVID, we all laughed. Everybody in my family laughed. We had enough vitamin C to last. We could have supplied the block for the whole year.
Yeah, like the I think the reality of it all is like we have like what we think family is supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And that's how we were raised. You know what I'm saying? Like to Brett's point, what he brought up before, you know what I'm saying? Like when he was playing devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to look at it objectively. Because that's all we are doing. Is
definitely.
Having a refined, objective conversation. Because like we're bringing everything that we thought that the world was supposed to show us what to do. And we having a conversation about it and say, hey, yo, we got to regroup. You know what I'm saying? Because like...
Because we're adults and we figure out we're going the wrong way.
Because that information that they gave us was already old by the time they told it to us.
So listen, we're in our 40s and we're talking about using the IBC system in order to pay ourselves before anything. Did anybody teach us that shit, or did we have to learn that shit on our own between each other?
Man, look, you had to go take some L's.
But first of all, you had to go out there and see what the fuck was going on.
Get the experience.
Not just the experience from your failure, but other people's failure. And then put the shit together like, okay, this shit ain't adding up. What can I do? Because I know the chips is stacked against me. I know all this shit is against me. What is out there What am I missing? What are those guys missing? And then have the brain and the strength and the courage to do something about the shit.
Here's what I get. I get a lot from a lot of folks.
Buy my book.
They buy the book. They get caught up. A lot of people get caught up in not wanting to have to deal with it. Just they're here to wake up, do their 8 hours a day, come home to drink their beer, go fish, watch a little bit of reality TV, go film them man or woman, whatever the case may be, and call it a day and do that shit over again for the rest of their motherfucking lives. Because
I call that's Groundhog's Day to me.
Yeah, well, but a lot of people don't have the response. A lot of people don't have the accountability of their own self to say, you know what, I need to grow the fuck up and figure out a better way to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Man, look, some people don't want to solve problems, and that's some people only want what they got, and they're not cool with the idea of it being better. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's utopia is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because like we don't get to define somebody else's success.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you want to, you know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what it comes down to. That's the equivalent of counting somebody else's pockets.
Look at that 40-year-old living across the street. Me touching him, he's living his best life.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of things that come back to you counting somebody else's pockets. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, I only talk about behavior. I don't know nobody specifically that move. Like, I can't predict no one individual's start to end to their day. I can't, like, you could tell me whatever you do at 4:00 when you wake up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever time you wake up. Then I'm not going to tell you what I think you should be doing.
Right.
That's your time. So everybody's responsible for what they do with themselves. Nobody else is responsible for the decisions and choices that you make.
But there's guidelines and parameters around all that shit, don't you think?
There is.
I mean that, but in the sense of saying we all have the same 24 fucking hours a day.
Everybody, what you do, what you do, what the hour of your day that's most important to you might not be as important to me in that same time frame.
But and that's the thing, we all prioritize our own things. But here's what I was telling, and I'll use myself as an example. I was telling my wife, don't bitch, moan, and complain at me because you didn't do what I told you to do from the very beginning. In a sense of speaking, when I did the Airbnb and the real estate, I was waking up every day at 4:00 or 5:00 in the morning, drive my wife to work, drive myself to work all day, go pick up my wife from work, drive all the way back home. And we're talking about that's a 9-hour day, 10-hour day right there with traffic and everything else. That's 14 hours of my day. By the time I get home at 6:00 after fighting traffic, I come home, I change, I drop my wife off, and I go back to my apartment and I sit there and I fucking paint or I'll reconstruct something. And I did that every day for a fucking year. So you're mad at me for taking responsibility every day between 6 and 10, 6 and midnight, coming home, real dog ass tired, waking up at 5:00 in the morning to go do this shit all over again every day. And I did this because I couldn't hire nobody. I did this because I bought a property the same month COVID hit, except a few days before it hit the US officially. So I had no contracts. I had nothing. I had to do it all my fucking self. Now that I'm sitting back saying, oh, look, this investment of time brought me this investment of capital, and now I have all these tools to go with it to utilize. Well, I have the availability because I took the time out in the same 24-hour day. I took the time out to do something productive. If you don't do nothing productive, that's on you. Don't blame me.
Yeah, at least have something completed. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got to
use that energy instead of complaining. Be proud of you.
Transmute.
Be proud of me, goddamn.
You didn't have to complain. When was the last time?
I had to fucking be bitching and complaining.
Go ask any adult. Go ask any adult anywhere where you at.
Yeah.
Go ask any adult. When was the last time you read a fucking book? They'll look at you like you're crazy. What do you mean? I read a few articles. I read something online. They've read more TikToks and Facebook pages than ever reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and look,
I don't like to read. I'm more.
I hate to read. I'm dyslexic.
I like to watch that YouTube shit. The same book you read it. I'm watching it. I like to put that shit together.
I do the audio tapes because reading for me is such a hassle, and I see things backwards. My dyslexia from a child, and look, using myself. My mom knew I was dyslexic when I got tested because I was failing in school. She didn't have the money or the means to help me out, but my aunt did. My aunt already had purchased or had already had a tutor coming for her son, and so I was allowed to be tutored from the next room so I can listen to what's going on. And he's 2 years older than me. So I'm getting a free tutor 2 years education ahead of me because I was dyslexic. And so like when they figured it out, when the tutor figured it out, they charged my mom less than half just to help me get through my dyslexia. And so I could read shit, so I can be educated in a sense of speaking, because they hide everything in a fucking book, which is why I do the audio books. They got
that's cool. That's cool.
Again, solve the fucking problem. If I can't read, get a bitch to read for me.
Right, for sure. For sure.
Get fucking AI to do it. Figure out the fucking problem and get the solution.
There's a tool. There's a tool out there. If you're trying to solve a problem and you're looking for it, it's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's plenty of things that we drive past all the time and had no idea what was going on inside of it. Like those phone switches in those communities. Like you drive past like this fenced off little area with no sign on the building, and then you see somebody going in and out of it every now and then. You're like, what the hell are they doing? You know. And then I had this job working at Lucid Technologies, and used to go do the 16-prong phone wire, whatever that sets up for data. So you like in a little crawl space, wrapping orange and white, green and white, you know what I'm saying?
Wrapping around,
yeah, breaking down phone line and stuff, right? And then lo and behold, I'm inside of one of these buildings that don't have any windows. It's inside a controlled environment, and this whole time people are just driving back and forth, and they have no idea that all of their phone traffic gets routed at this particular switch before it goes somewhere, and people just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't take that on personally and you know what I'm saying, and act like I know more than somebody else just because that's my profession. It ain't their job to know. Everything's on a need to know basis. And until you got some kind of interest that kind of parallels, you know, like what the work that I do, I have no reason to tell you about what I do. But if we do the same thing, our conversation is going to be different. So a lot of times we are trying to get game or validate experiences with people that are cosplaying as adults, man.
Listen, we want to talk about cosplays as adults. I know doctors, and I mean this, PH motherfucking Ds and MDs. All right, on both sides.
Not the same thing, but I get it.
They're not the same thing. That's why I said both of them.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
These are fucking intelligent people, right? Dumb as a motherfucking brick.
They just academically smart.
Yeah, I can pass a test and I can hold this information and I can regurgitate it back to you in this format. If it's A, B, and C or whatever the case may be, I can do it. But they can't fucking live life.
They got great test taking skills.
You can take a test. Congratulations.
Great test taking skills.
Because some of these people are fucking dumb as shit.
Does not translate to you being a responsible adult.
That's why I don't like. I got family members who have PhDs. I have family members who are MDs, and I don't even talk about mine that are dumb. I know some of them are, but the point is that they look at me and go, "Well, how the fuck did you do it at 47 and be retired twice and have several houses and be able to buy new trucks and have kids?" And because I did it. Don't be mad that you did it.
Yeah, like bitch. I'm willing to trade different things.
Yeah. And I got a GED. I got a good enough diploma. Fuck y'all.
Bro, like I'm willing to. I think everybody has to trade something to get whatever it is they got, and most people that can't trade their like physical capacity to learn something new or give themselves a better opportunity. Those are the people that got the most questions now, because like you spent years, like everybody on this pod has sacrificed their body, you know what I'm saying, and their health,
right, to
get the understanding, you know what I'm saying, that makes this conversation. But the people that didn't trade their body 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying,
mine too,
your mind, body. Like when you trade your body, your mind has to go with it. But when you settle, I ain't gonna say settle, when you choose academics, your body's involved because it just takes your mind to where it needs to go. Whereas like your mind takes your body at some part. So there's a trade-off in life, you know what I'm saying, where if you used your mind for the first part, if you focused on using your brain power in a unilateral sense, just linear, like sitting in the classroom, you follow a syllabus, it's being micromanaged, you got to have this completed by this time. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? When you're already adept to do that. The hard thing is like, man, do I want to go in the sun? Do I want to go pick this up? Am I willing to go cut this grass? Am I willing to go paint? You know what I'm saying? Climb up on the roof, put my mortality on the line. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is that you're gonna put both on the line at some point.
Yep.
And if you don't condition yourself on the physical side, then you're gonna have a different experience on the back end of your life if you never challenge yourself physically. If you never challenge yourself academically, your outcomes are gonna be different on the back end of your life.
I truly think that a lot of people waste their time with entertainment. I know friends who could spit facts off of how many yards or how many dunks or how many RBIs a person has. You know what I'm saying? What cleats they wore, where they went to college, who their girl was, what their grade point was. You know what I'm saying? Like they know all that shit.
No value to you.
Nothing.
Like,
But can't figure out that fucking checkbook.
If they got a checkbook, they already lost too. Because let me tell you,
I'm glad you caught that.
Hey, look, technology washes people out.
Yeah.
When it went from typewriters to computers,
it
was over with for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Then it went from computers
the laptop
to the laptop or the internet or every major tech advancement in life, from electricity to color TV to the internet to smartphones to everything, has washed people out. Those same people that didn't want to pick up smartphone technology or didn't believe in it, now when they say they got to go get a job, they go to a place that hands them what? A smartphone or a tablet. Fill this out. Yep. Even the places where you work, if you go to Home Depot or Walmart, you ask somebody that's a customer service representative, they gonna say, how much is this right here? They gonna like, hang on. They gonna scan it with the phone, and it ain't no paper application for that job. No.
You gotta do that shit.
So here, when you bring up checkbooks, and we've been talking about AI as much as we've been talking, there's a lot of people that get washed out if you're not working with, or through some level of social media, some level of tech. Like this whole setup right here. A few short years ago, you had to have a link here. You had to have. It was more components. Everything's a lot more integrated now. So all you do is turn it on. You know what I'm saying? And go. So technology gives you less and less excuses. So the only reason that you're not moving along and evolving alongside it is because you're not using it.
You're not evolving.
It's using you.
Yeah.
You're feeding the AI that's going to replace you. So if you don't use
it, people don't want to work with AI right now because they don't understand it, and they don't understand it. They don't want to learn how to understand it. And when you don't want to learn how to understand it, you're going to fall to the side.
Look, it is like, and to those people, it's a cold group. Oh, that's the devil. Everything that's been new,
and advancement. Instead of you want to advance, you stagnate. Like you say, you make an excuse not to learn, and then you're going to be more behind the fucking power curve because technology is not going anywhere.
Nope.
Right.
You have to get on board.
You have to.
The reason why I get a new iPhone is because, one, I got to keep up with the technology. I got to see what the fuck is out there so I know how to do it. Because I'm not about to, I don't have no kids where, hey, baby, hey, open my phone.
You by yourself.
Read this message. I got to figure this shit the fuck out. I got to make it make sense for them.
Yep. Ain't nobody coming in, like we always say, ain't nobody coming to save you. But in that, nobody's coming in to educate you individually
on some shit,
on something. So like if you choose to not stay current on technology, you about to get washed out. The same concept of obsolescence that goes with equipment and technology. Like you can't go plug up that old iPod that used to have the scroll thing that had the wheel on it, and you know what I'm saying. And
you don't need
ain't no updates for it. I got a iMac. I have to unplug it.
So
because it can't even take an update. You know what I'm saying?
Look, in the same principle, right? We have people out there, and this is what you and I were talking about, Vic. We have people out there who are currently successful, in a sense of speaking, who own a laundromat, who own a storage unit, but have absolutely no technology to it because that's not what they've done for the last 20 years. They've never really picked up on how to use technology and social media. So these are the type of businesses that I try to buy, right? I try to buy these businesses, mom and pop, older people who don't have any social media presence and their store looks like crap. What I do is I be the middleman. I buy that store. I add the social presence. I add the new lighting and a little bit more consumerism to appealing to the eye. I turn around. I sell the fucking business to somebody else who just wants an automated business. I'm done. I made my middle portion. If people will figure out how to do that shit, buying older businesses that need a little bit of technology and a little bit of innovation, we were talking about that, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Vic?
Yep. That's the difference between the consumer mindset and then the entrepreneur mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, there's a lot more consumers out there.
Way more consumers.
Don't be mad. Look.
I ain't mad at the consumer.
Adam, don't be mad at the consumer. Everybody ain't gonna be thinking about how you think. So
of course not.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is these people has its place. Like the mom and pop, they did what they could with what they got. They didn't get any further because they chose not to.
They was cool where they were.
Yeah. And then it only can get you so far. So then when a person like you come in and buy it, flip it, sell it, whatever the case might be, that is, I mean, it's all part of the game.
It's the
you see what I'm
ecosystem.
saying?
But people nowadays need to learn those because those are in principle, like just out of pure aesthetics.
If they don't want to learn it, Adam, is what I'm saying. If they don't want to learn it, there's nothing that you can do to make them want to learn it. Yeah.
I just keep earning and watch them.
Hey,
that's
this is what I was about to say, like, before I wrap up, like, I told you I was watching Walking Dead, and the reality is that some people are just food.
Yeah.
So, some people are just food.
You either can be the hunter or the hunted.
Yeah.
That is it, man.
You either food,
you big fish or the small fish, but that is it, man.
Yeah.
That is it. We can't complain about nothing else. Elon Musk ain't worrying about us.
Yeah.
Look, we are by ourselves in the decision makings and the capacities that we're in. Like you are the man in your family. So ain't no other man coming in to guide Adam where he needs to go. Like you're your own sovereign personal individual. So you have to make decisions that are like relative to what your whatever your personal version is of national security. You have to have that in you.
Right.
Because you can't let nobody come in and invade your country and then manipulate you.
Yeah.
So you have to be sovereign. The people that choose not to be sovereign are going to get overran.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get colonized in some kind of way, whether it be from electronics, from entertainment. Everybody is that's on the undisciplined side of this conversation is food. That's it. If you undisciplined, you food. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But they want to complain like they're lying. Bitch, you the gazelle.
You're food. Because like there's a pecking order to everything. People don't like to hear it, but you have a place.
But that's what we're talking about. Like people don't want to learn how to be resourceful.
Some people like being food.
Yeah. That again, they love the misery because that's what they've always known.
Some people like being food, man. Like, well, over here at the Code Talk Coffee and Blunts morning show, ain't nobody food over here.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? This is everybody that know how to go out and you gotta know how to live off the land, you know what I'm saying, to understand what we talking about.
You better come right. I'll tell you right now.
Everybody over here ain't nobody coming to save them. Everybody over here is just trying to have a conversation to arrange their resources because they believe in themselves, they believe in what they do. And if they looking for the right kind of trigger, this is the conversation that it takes for you to deal with self. This ain't got nothing to do with what somebody else told you. This is about like, hey, we at our big ages. This is what I'm good at. These are my limitations.
What you call it? The big age?
The big age. The big age. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you in your 40s, everybody 40 until you're 50. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and this is the youngest we ever gonna be.
And this is the youngest we're gonna ever be. And there's a ton of experience in this big age. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we all still young enough. Like we at that spot. Like I always say, bro, if I knew then what I know now, that's the age that we are right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we got a chance to, you know what I'm saying, regroup.
But now in our 40s is when we have the opportunity the economic situation, and hopefully the right mindset, right? Because you need all three.
The discipline, the resolve,
right,
patience, the expectation management, all of that stuff that was used to exploit your intellect so you can make money for other people. You have that because you know what was done to you.
I try to use the Damon Dash theory. If I got to ask somebody for something else, I ain't a boss.
I ain't a boss. Yeah.
I'm a boss in my own right. I don't ask nobody for shit. I'm going to collect what I'm supposed to collect. I'm going to keep it moving. And if you don't like my decision, then move the fuck out my way.
Man,
because my decision may affect you, but the way it affects you and affects me are two different ways. It may affect me positive. It may affect you negative. That may be on you.
I might be doing something that I can't deal with. You know what I'm saying? I can't live with myself on. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people have that mindset every day that if you believe that what you do matters, then you're not going to make the decision and that other people make when they don't believe what they do matters. And that's the difference between being disciplined and undisciplined. Nobody said you got to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about being well-intended
mm-hmm.
versus just being reactive and being a victim. Everything amounts to being a victim when you being undisciplined.
Yeah, you got to be progressive, man.
So, like, hey, before
proactive.
we get here,
you always got to be proactive. Because if you're not proactive, then being proactive means you're actually thinking of the consequences and thinking of the solutions. Because you're being proactive and you're moving toward it.
Yep. So, like, before we get out of here, I like to, you know what I'm saying, I like to highlight some of the things that, you know what I'm saying, about the work that's being done in the community and stuff like that. And I want my man, Bread with SLP to give us a good SLP moment and tell us what's taking place right here, you know?
Oh, we was in Austin. I had rented a U-Haul. All of this is all my own money. I definitely want to take donations and start taking donations, but we went to Austin and seen around the homeless area where all the homeless people be at. Got a U-Haul, got a lot of donations from Vic, got some donations from Bobby B, got some donations from my guy Wade. I got some donations from Kyle. I got some donations from Brooks. I got a couple donations. I got some clothes, socks, shoes, all that. I loaded up the U-Haul and took it down there and made sure that they were warm, at least just for the winter. Got some pillows, got some blankets, got some socks, some shoes, some clothes, and some water, cases of water. And I had stopped by and got them some Wendy's, I think, this morning as well.
Mm-hmm. Man, look, we appreciate what you do in the community, man. And, you know, like we're gonna get enough attention drawn to this so we can get behind a noble effort, because like people that do it out of their own pocket, you know what I'm saying, off their own platform, those are the folks that we have to give the extra momentum to, because you can't complain about stuff that's not taking place, especially if you know what I'm saying, not participating in helping solve a problem. You're either part of the solution or part of the problem.
Yeah, so you can't be both.
You can't be both. You know what I'm saying? So if you were, you'd be the U.S. government. With that being said, we out.
Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
You know it.